Santa's Lost Sock. In a cosy red cottage on Christmas Eve, Santa got ready, just one more sleeve. His boots were polished, his suit was neat, but his poor left foot felt incomplete. "Oh no," he cried to the pups with a frown, "my magical sock, it's nowhere around." Elsie barked loudly, "Don't worry, dear chap, we'll search it out and have it right back." The elves may have seen it, they're always aware. The workshop's the place to check, if you dare. With nose to the ground and tails held high, the dogs dashed to the workshop beneath the blue sky. The workshop was bustling with hammers and glue. Elf Ethel was busy, her focus was true. And this tiny elf with a candy cane pin stopped to think with a cheeky grin. "The sock," she said. "Yes, I've seen it all right. It kept my cocoa warm one night. I left it there at the candy cane mill. Check there, my friends, you may find it still." The dogs rushed off in a bit of a spin. They barked excitement, a terrible din. The snowflakes fell as they looked around. No magical sock was yet to be found. Through rooms full of candy canes stacked in a maze, the group pressed on in a sugar haze daze. Baiiley pawed at the floor at a shimmer of red. "A piece of the sock?" the clever pup said. "Look at this thread," he said quite proudly, as all the rest barked quite loudly. So they smiled at the scrap as it flew away, certain they'd solve this before Christmas Day. "If we follow the thread, it won't take us long. It smells of peppermint, sweet and strong." The peppermint trail led up to the barn, where reindeer were resting, snug and warm. Elsie barked, "Let's ask if they know." Clara replied softly, "It's worth a go." The reindeer looked up with a flick of an ear. Niffler stepped forward, polite and clear. "Have you seen a sock, all fluffy and red? Without it no gifts will get to each bed." Dasher chimed in, "It's funny you ask. We saw it last night on the sleigh's harness clasp. An elf tucked it there, with a wink and a cheer. He had said it was borrowed, but it's no longer here." With a fresh new clue, the friends took flight, and headed off to the sleigh by the pale moonlight. At the sleigh they searched each corner and bell, but of Santa's lost sock there was nothing to tell. Niffler's nose twitched. "A scent I detect. I smell cocoa and cookies. What should we expect?" The pups moved fast, a blur in the snow, toward the cookie cafe where the pastries all glow. With wagging tails high, the team followed the trail. The thread stretched ahead like a whispering tale. The cafe was warm, with cookies galore, and a red thread hung low by the bakery door. An elf wiping crumbs said, "The sock made a show, but it's off to the whistling pines through the snow." They hurried outside, with the thread as their guide, twisting and turning through drifts far and wide. Niffler barked proudly, "The scent's getting strong," and the team pressed ahead where the thread led them on. "The sock was here," Tabitha said with a cheer, "but where it's gone now is far from clear." At the great Christmas tree they searched high and low, where ornaments sparkled and lights cast a glow. The red thread was tangled in branches above, sparkling and dancing like stars up above. Ethel leapt high, but the thread slipped away. "We'll follow its trail, we won't stop today." The friends moved ahead, hearts full of cheer, for they knew that their goal was still very near. The thread wound onward through a blustery wind, twisting and twirling like leaves that spin. A blizzard grew strong, but the thread shone bright, a beacon of hope in the cold winter night. A shimmering cave gave them shelter and light, with icy blue walls that sparkled so bright. Inside was a squirrel, who chattered with pride, "The sock's passed me by, it's just outside." The thread led them onward, past frozen falls' glow, where the icy cascades sparkled soft in the snow. But the sock wasn't there, just the thread on the ice, its magic still lingering, a clue to entice. They followed its dance onward past frost-covered trees, determined to solve Santa's plight with ease. Then the thread wound its way to a meadow of white, where snowmen stood laughing in the soft evening light. One snowman waved, "The sock once was here, it warmed up my neck, and then disappeared." The thread stretched further, glimmering bright, pointing the way like a star in the night. The friends hurried on, with paws in the snow, trusting the thread to show where to go. Beneath the bright stars the thread wound around, twinkling like stardust above the cold ground. Tabitha purred, "The magic's still strong, the sock's just ahead, we must move along." The friends leapt through drifts, their paws icy cold, their courage unwavering, their spirits still bold. Ahead in the snow the thread split in two, which path to follow they hadn't a clue. Tabitha and Clara found a shelter ahead, its entrance adorned with ribbons of red. Inside, a faint echo of jingles was heard. Could it be the sock? Clara whispered a word. Niffler and Elsie followed the breeze to a shimmering stream that was starting to freeze. The thread dangled lightly, caught on a twig. Is it hiding under that log so big? But the sock wasn't there, just a bright strand, leading them deeper into the land. "Keep going," said Niffler, his tail wagging fast. "We're getting so close, it's near us at last." Ethel and Baiiley reached a grove full of pine, where the thread looped around in a spiralling line. It wrapped a tall tree with cones at the base, and it glittered like stars in that magical place. "It's here!" shouted Baiiley, but no sock was found, just pine cones arranged in a neat little mound. "The tale carries on," Ethel said with a bark. "We'll search until Christmas, we'll find that lost spark." The thread spiraled higher, up a steep snowy hill, and the friends climbed with courage and ironclad will. At the top they saw it, aglow in the sky. The sock fluttered gently, almost saying goodbye. "Grab it!" barked Elsie, and Clara leapt high, but the sock caught a gust and began to fly. "Don't let it escape!" Niffler shouted with cheer, as the sock drifted lower, its magic drawn near. The red sock now glowed like a radiant flame, leading the friends to the end of the game. It wove through the air to Santa's door, where the sock gently landed upon the floor. They pounced all together, their teamwork supreme, and held up the sock. It felt like a dream. "It's safe!" Clara barked, and Santa appeared, his laughter so happy as he joyfully cheered. Santa took the sock and gave it a kiss. "This little thing holds all of Christmas bliss. With its magic restored, my sleigh will now fly. Thanks to you, my dear friends, we'll light up the sky." The sleigh shimmered brightly, the reindeer took stance, while Santa prepared for his midnight dance. "Now rest, little helpers," he said with delight, "for you've saved the world on this Christmas Eve night." The friends gathered close as the sleigh took to flight, with Santa's jolly laugh echoing in the night. "Ho, ho, ho," he called, as the reindeer did soar. Their magic returned, they were stronger than before. The stars lit the sky as the sleigh flew away, and the friends felt the joy of their Christmas day. Their mission complete, their hearts filled with cheer, they knew they'd made magic for all, it appeared. Back in the cottage, the fire glowed bright, as the friends settled in for a cosy delight. Santa returned, with gifts in his sack, and a feast for the heroes who brought Christmas back. "Here's to Christmas," said Tabitha with pride, as snow gently fell on the world far and wide. The end.